Okay, for a lot of the longtime Boiseans, you know this airport has not looked the same as it did and does today, I should say. Now, in the early 2000s, a major expansion transformed the terminal. It kept up with the rapid growth across the Treasure Valley, and as Abby Wilt reports, the airport had run out of room and they were demanding change.
The hustle and bustle of an airport never ends. But by the early 2000s, the old Boise terminal had reached its final boarding call.
We were just out of room with everything.
Matt Pataya helped lead the airport expansion, a multi-year project that started as an idea in 1990.
We just needed more gate space, more room for passengers.
The old terminal was small, just one concourse, and people could walk throughout the airport even without a ticket. And passenger numbers kept climbing as Boise grew, not just in size but in popularity. So did ticket sales.
I remember our numbers. We were so happy when we built 500,000 passengers in the early days, and now they're way over, pushing 3 million.
The airport's single concourse was no longer keeping up. But there was a problem. Pataya says expanding the existing building just wasn't feasible because of its age.
The old building was 50 years old, had a lot of code deficiencies, and it's so difficult to expand.
So Pataya says the team decided to tear down the airport and build an entirely new one with 16 more gates.
We came upon the plan to just do it all new and rebuild it, and with the ability to expand in the future.
But just 2 months after construction of the new airport started, 9/11 struck. Pataya says that's really when everything changed. Security for bags became a requirement, and during that construction, Pataya says the team didn't even know what that type of security would entail. It was all a new concept.
We didn't know at the time whether we'd have to do bag screening in the ticket lobby, so we reinforced the floor for that, added more space, which I'm thankful we did that.
That extra space became the TSA security checkpoint, right inside the doors and through the rotunda.
TSA wasn't in existence then, and we had to build the infrastructure for both passenger screening and, more importantly, baggage screening. That had never happened before.
It was a new normal, one with security, with the goodbyes in the drop-off area rather than at the gate, and several loopholes to work through while the new airport was still under construction.
We had all sorts of unique things going, temporary bypasses, structures to get passengers around the construction.
And by 2003, more than 2 years later, the new airport that we all know today opened, with glass windows, 3 stories, and a modern design that Pataya says reflects what Boise is.
And we tried capturing that with the use of natural stone and river theme and kind of a modern looking terminal, nice durable materials.
The old airport was torn down.
We wasn't that sad of the day because we were glad to see it go. It was well beyond its life.
And the new, now with 2 concourses, is still growing, making upgrades year after year to keep pace with Idaho's growth.
Oh, the airport's grown tremendously over the years, and it's a reflection of the growth of the community, not just the Boise, but the whole valley.
I think we can take for granted just how easy this airport is to get in and out of, how many people go through it without really a hitch most of the time. So it really shows how good that expansion was to just be able to grow the airport and get more people, as we can see behind us right now, in and out fast.
It actually is really impressive because we were actually just talking about some of the national challenges that have come through TSA. We talked about that, but again, Boise Airport kind of unfazed by some of this stuff.
Oh yeah, I was telling Matt, who you just heard from in that package, this is the easiest airport in the country. Don't tell too many people about it because it is nice.
Okay, the other thing too, looking back at some of that video, it kind of still looks the same. It still has the same vibe, I guess you could say.
Yeah, it has kind of the same feel, but seeing some of that old video was really cool, especially when the building we're in right now was under construction, just seeing them like painting the floor mural and seeing the rotunda come to life. So it's really cool to see some of that old video and see where it is now.
Yeah, and it's really held up. Abby, I love this. We learned about the 2000 expansion, but as we are learning with the Boise Airport, expanding is in their name. Coming up, we're going to talk more about an expansion coming, but first, Did you know that an icon from the golden age of Hollywood was a flight instructor at Gowan Field? James Stewart, most commonly known as Jimmy Stewart, was assigned to his post in Boise in 1943. A news headline during that time on Valentine's Day read, "Is Jimmy Stewart really here?" Well, during World War II, Stewart was only in Boise for about 6 months. He was desperate to help with the fighting efforts abroad, and eventually he was sent to Europe later that year. He's considered the only actor of such magnitude to have served a combat role at that time.